Okay, boys and girls, this is our train leaving Phoenix right now. As you can see, there's 3 units on there. We call locomotive units, and they are all powered. I don't remember how many cars are in this train, but we're going to follow this train all the way up to Kingman, Arizona, which is not really prototypical for the layout that I'm doing right here. Anyhow, we're going to pass through the wall here in a second, but this is like a night shot. I wanted to see if I could do that. All of a sudden, it's daytime. Ta-da! But wait a minute. What did I do here? I don't know. I think I made a mistake. I think the track crew did not put me on the right track here. So we have to back this up. And it's very hard to back up a train going around a curve especially and going across turnouts or switch track as you guys know it. But anyhow, we're going to go ahead and switch the track over like that. And I really don't remember why I did this. There might have been a train coming on the other track, the track that he's on right now. So anyhow, we'll go ahead and continue here. And another thing that is very hard is for these freight cars, or rolling stock as we call them, to go across turnouts because they are very, very meticulous on how the track work is done. So, with that being said, we're going to continue this train. Now, most of this you saw in my last video. The one exception we're going to have in this video is we're actually going to take the train and go up the helix. So, like I said, 3 units on there. All 3 of them are powered, and they all have computer chips in them. Yep, that's right, computer chips. And a little later on in this video, I'm going to show you my throttle and speed setting that we're using for this train. So, just keep an eye on the freight cars, and just watch that. None of them changed. They're all the same freight cars throughout this entire video. And this is only going to be half of the video. The other half will come for part 2 on this, because we're going to end this when we get up to Kingman, and I'm going to show you what happens up in Kingman. So you have to watch part 2 to find out what goes on. This cow gas and this whole scene right here is all gone right now. We'll be rebuilding this whole room. Now you guys saw this in one direction. Now this is the other direction you're looking from. Again, it's the same amount of freight cars on there. And we'll be changing scenes here again. And this time, this track that we're going onto right now is going to lead us into the helix. I don't know why I don't have a shot of it actually entering the helix, but I do not. So we'll just follow the train, and I'm going to keep quiet at this point because it's going to be about 5 minutes of travel up the helix. So again, this is the same scene that we just went through, but from a different angle. And this is the track that's going to either let us go around the helix or go into the helix. So, with that being said, let's watch this train transverse the helix when it gets to it. I might cut this part. I can't. Once I'm doing the voiceover, I can't change it. So, like I said, I missed the entrance to the helix, but this is the very first level. And all 3 locomotives are powered, like I said. They all have computer chips, and that's very important because I can program each one of those locomotives to run exactly like the one in front of it or the one behind it, which is very critical. Right there, I'm showing you my speed is 0.7 out of 128 speed steps. And that is good because this locomotive right now is probably going about 20 miles an hour scale speed. And like I said in my last video, there's 2.5 miles of track on this helix right here. And it represents all the small towns that this train would go through as it leaves Phoenix. I'll show you the entire climb just to show you that the speed remains consistent throughout the entire helix run. Now, some of these locomotives actually have sound where you would actually hear the diesel engine, or what we call the prime mover, That's what creates the electricity for the alternator that drives the wheels. These are traction motors on here. A lot of people think that it's the diesel motor that makes the locomotive go, but it's not. It's the diesel locomotive that's gets the alternator going that feeds the motors at the wheels. There's electric motors at all the wheels. Again, I'm showing you my speed. It's still 07, which is very good, actually, for this locomotives. Now, I don't actually need 3 to go up this helix. I just put the third one in there just as a little aesthetics. Sometimes they'll take these locomotives and they'll put like 7, 8, 9 locomotives to go to one destination because they need these locomotives in another destination. So that's very prototypical. Now, before the framework that you see there is not finished, this was my best scene on the layout because it looks really cool when the train's going through there. As you can see right now, you can see that lower deck, how high we are already. This level that we're going to enter now is, I think, 15 or 16 inches above the lower level, which is another shot of it right there. And you can also see the upper level, the uppermost level in that shot right there. We're going to be going up there pretty soon. So, this next scene that I like is this right here. It's called the S-curve. And if I should have gotten this shot from a different angle so you could actually see that. And this is I have 7 bridges on this layout at this point. And you can see that upper deck right there was a Sierra Adobe. That's where my ethanol plant was going to be. But I changed that around right now. Again, this is all gone. Okay, this is called the Hassayampa River. It's Indian name, of course. And the scene is called the Gorge. This river is pretty much dry all year until we have our monsoon season, and then it gets filled up and it flows very fast when it does flow. The street at the lower left is Grand Avenue. The road you see in the back is also Grand Avenue. The next town we're going to enter is a town called Wickenburg. And this is the town of Wickenburg right here. Of course, it's not prototypical for the trains to run right through the center of town. It does go around the outskirts, but it's a very whimsical type town. All the buildings are painted up in all these different colors and stuff. It's really, really cool place. We all have modelers licenses to do what we need to do to get a scene to look good. The brown building you see in the back is the fire station in Wickenburg. A friend of mine works there, so I built that for him. It's exact replica. Now at this point here, we're starting another 2% grade. Instead of having a helix, we're just going to do a 2% grade, long 2% grade uphill. We need to do this so I can get to my next elevation. This is called Little Hell Canyon. That should be a Santa Fe bridge, but I didn't have any Santa Fe decals, so I put BNSF on there. Same difference. Anyhow, we're still climbing here at a 2% grade. We're going to achieve another 12 inches in height in this room. That bridge right there is the final height, and I believe that is 12 inches above the deck below it. So we're still climbing right here. This is all 2% grade. Now this industry right here is called Drake Cement Plant. Very interesting story about this place. When Drake bought the property, there was one stipulation. The family that sold it had a cemetery on their land, and the stipulation was that when they built the cement plant, the cemetery had to stay on the property. Very, very weird if you ask me. Anyhow, we're almost at summit right now. And the bridge we're going to cross now is Big Hell Canyon. There's no S, it's just Hell Canyon. This bridge is 3 feet long. And like I said, it's about 12 inches above the deck below it. Now the deck of the bridge is actually made of half-inch plywood. And then I just put the bridge sidings on there. So it actually was a pretty easy build. You can see I didn't finish my mountain right there. Oopsie. Anyhow, we're going to be entering the town called Ash Fork. On the prototypical P-Vine sub, Ash Fork was the end of the line. But me, with my brainy ideas, wanted to go further. So, as you can see right there, I started another incline. Yes, sir. We're going to go back into the other room, but this time at the highest level that I have achieved on this layout. We're still at the same speed, 07, and we're still on an incline of another 2% grade. Alright, now we'll be entering the other room, and you can see that I have a lot of scenery done here, and each track is actually on a different level. And when I enter this room, there's a switch track or turnout right as you enter the room that I could have taken a different route, and it would have taken me through the entire upper level. But this here, for video purposes, I just did this just to see how the train ran, if it can do it all the way up to the top, and so far on this run it looks pretty good. Had no derailments. I had a couple of little spurters, and that's probably just dirty track. And that's something else that's very critical in model revving. No matter what scale you do, track and wheels have to be clean. These cars, not the locomotives, but the freight cars from the factory, they used to come with plastic wheels. And we started putting metal wheels on them because the metal wheels, first of all, run better. You get to hear the clickety-clack a lot better, and they keep the track clean, believe it or not. But it costs a lot of money to do 100 and something cars. We're getting close to the end right now. All that rock work you see up there, all the scribing, I did all of that. All those ponderosa pines I purchased from somebody on YouTube. They are pretty accurate as far as what they look like up there in the north. And from where I live to where this train is going to go is about a 3.5 hour drive. But this town is a town where you would catch the train that goes to the Grand Canyon. Okay, guys, this is going to be it. This train is going to pull in through this town right here, and it's going to park, and we're going to stop the video here, and the video number 2 will be what these locomotives do next. Okay, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. As always, your questions, comments, input, subs, shares, and likes are always welcome.